All right, let's get started. Welcome to Half Life, episode one. Let's get started with this session. First, I'm trying to find some cool music for us to listen to before we actually jump into a lot of work to get done today. Um, I'm specifically thinking there's a couple of things on my mind. And before anyone asks, like, Half Life is essentially the mission to get to a million. We'll work around that and try to handle multiple things. Let me first find the music. I'm thinking Tiesto um Essentials mix. I think the 2001 part was pretty good, so let's find that out. Okay, let's YouTube that. This is cool. Okay, I can hear it. Hopefully, you can as well. Let's get started on the work part. I have a lot to get done today. So to brief you about it, the first thing you have to actually look at is the loss function and how does that look like right now. So as you know, Indus Whale is coming up with its own model. I'm still thinking about a name, but I'm looking to call it IIM Indus Whale. But IIM is not Indian Institute of Management here. IIM is I'm into music. Now, the core idea of the architecture that Indus Whale is developing is that should be able to generate designs from songs, which is a pretty cool thing actually. How do you do that? Well, imagine, and why do you even do that? So imagine having to wear what you're feeling, okay, and what you're listening to. So if you are liking a particular artist's music, and now you get a chance to actually wear that music. So an artist's work is not just to see or hear, it's also to wear from now on. And that's the kind of stuff we are working on. It's totally revolutionizing, I would say. Let me find the GPU first, or the virtual machine first, which has the code. So I have two VMs where one of the VMs is the place where the code is running. The other VM is one that I'm using only for visualization purpose at this point. I tend to use both of them at the same time. Let me just tunnel into them and we'll get going from there. Okay, so getting to the architecture. Well, imagine you're at a point that you want to wear Taylor Swift's lyrics, but Linkin Park One Step Closer's music. How do you do that? Well, you have an architecture which is now IIM Indus Whale, or it will be IIM Indus Whale. With IIM again stands for I'm into music, which will allow for taking, let's say, lyrics from Taylor Swift songs and music from Linkin Park's One Step Closer, and basically design a new apparel or new lifestyle product for people's use. Which will be pretty awesome actually. So it will have the mood of the song from One Step Closer, but at the same time it will also have the lyrics from Taylor Swift. I don't know how Swifties would deal with it. But this is a fun project for me. It has been one. Even the naming was an interesting one because I thought, okay, what would get us the most eyeballs? What would we name it? And I could have given it a more technical name. Since I developed the architecture, I know what I did. But I thought, no, let's go for something that is very catchy. And I decided on that. So it's pretty cool stuff there. Where the heck is it now? I'm just looking for my, let's say, the tensor board file so I can visualize the loss and how the results look right now. I have a couple of things to get done today. You know what's the biggest mess you have to deal with when you're working on a business and multiple things? It's really having the energy to deal with the technology aspect as well as the people aspect. And when you're the person who's developing clients, okay, and you're contacting everyone and you're reaching out to them personally, you're trying to solve problems, it's a lot of fires to extinguish actually. Where are the runs? Yeah, okay, fine, found it. But let me not take away the music. I think the music is pretty cool. I love Tiesto. At least I love Tiesto from the older version of Tiesto. Like that piece was like god level, like amazing music. I don't know why he transitioned so much and his music has changed so much. Sometimes I like it, sometimes I don't. But the older Tiesto, everything was coming out like was god level. I felt. Let me just upload the tensor board file and let's observe what's going on. I think the training has been going on for about 4 or 5 days. We trained a model and we realized that there were some issues with how the images were sampled. We were sampling a random frame out of images, and the problem was that it won't cut it. Random frame from videos, and problem was the sound was not coinciding with the video, and so sometimes it would create some interesting or generate some interesting graphics that didn't make sense, and the clarity was not that good. So we decided, okay, we need to kind of rethink this, and that's what we did. Let me just do this. Yeah, open. Alright. Now here's one thing you have to do if you work constantly on your laptop is get a keyboard and a mouse. I had it. It's right here. It's gone out of commission now. I had two mouses, but now both of them are not working, and the keyboard is not working as well, unfortunately. So I ordered a new set, but it's not arrived yet. So we'll have it once it is there. Okay, I think we have pretty much trained it for the basic architecture. We have gone through 6,500 steps, which is a pretty good one. So I think it's time to actually switch to the heavier side. So the architecture, let me talk about a bit. It had two details. One was like the lighter version, which would do something out of the box, let's say, where it was similar results to some existing generative model architectures would produce as a result. But now we also had a, let's say, the IIM heavy, okay, and the heavy version actually is pretty advanced. It covers a lot more clarity. We're still trying to establish the results, but I think it's time to switch to the heavy architecture for fine tuning. So we do the light architecture training till the models are fine tuned a bit, and then we switch to the heavy one. Okay. Okay, while the music is playing, I have to do an assignment as well. It's due tonight. Let me get that out of the way. It's bullshit. Okay, I don't like to do the assignment because it's too easy. It's way easy, way too easy. I can't deal with it, and I tend to procrastinate a lot just because it's too easy. When you know everything that's there to it, you don't really feel like doing it, and that's a big issue, I would say. Regardless, we'll see how it goes. Let me just open it up. And they have these weird requirements. One of the professors, right, he's a nut. Because think about it, he asks us to use RapidMiner in data analysis. I'm like, who the heck wants to do RapidMiner? You're a data scientist, you already worked on multiple, let's say, papers, patents, you develop your own architecture and things. And this guy comes along, and just because you have to do your masters, this guy asks you to now learn a tool which is basically never used. Okay, no one in the entire industry has ever asked me to use RapidMiner or something else to analyze data. Like, this is all crap. Like, who the heck does that? At the end of the day, this is what they want. So it's just frustrating, but I can't help it. Even that, I actually have turnarounds. Basically, I've figured out the alternative. I usually do it in just Python and submit my result, and it's like what's going to be will be. It's fine. I'll deal with it. So very careless attitude of mine there. But I don't want to learn RapidMiner just for the stupid assignment. It's too much. Let's enjoy this tune. I like this tune. Tiesto should have never quit this piece. I don't know why he did, but yeah, he did. Let me just open. So I'm doing my assignment on a collab notebook online. So let me tell you about the assignment. It's so simple. Yeah, what you have to do is basically uh, there's a CNN network, convolution network, and you have to run it, and it will generate some outputs. And the only assignment is first run the given code, and the second piece of the assignment is that change the window size in the convolutional network. I don't know. What are they being serious right now? Like, my God. Uh, so, so they decide convolution, and now I just have to figure out where I can change the window, skip window, basically. Um, that's about it. Let's look at this. What's going on here? We have some import image. Okay, horizontal edge filters we are looking at. This padding. Okay, there is some padding. So and then there's vertical edge filter, horizontal edge filter with stripe too. Okay, this is interesting. So all it's asking me to is change the stride. Let's say I change the stride to 3. And what's the result? Oh, cool. Let me do this. So you can observe the results quickly and make a report on it and just get done with it. It's nice and easy. Let's change the stride 3. We'll change something. In a half little. Seriously, it's too boring for me to even do this, but heck, I have to, so might as well enjoy it. Okay. So if you run it with let's say stride 3, what happens? Oh, the image got blurred. How shocking. as if it was unexpected. Of course it was expected. What else do you expect when you increase the stride on a convolutional network? It is skipping through the details of the image to go through the minute detail, go over the finer details or the minute details and just skip some information. And the next phase, when you have done the convolution, obviously you're going to see a blurred image. The best way to explain it is the best way to actually explain it is when you look at outside of a window through a screen, and the screen has very small boxes, okay, like the net, but the net has very small boxes, okay. uh, the image outside is much clearer versus compared to when the boxes are a little larger, you start feeling pixelated. Oh yeah, best example is pixelation. If the blocks are bigger, you feel the image is pixelated, it's blurred, right? So exactly that's what's happening here. If you increase the stride, it's skipping through some information, and that's why the next image comes out a little blurry. There's no rocket science here, actually, what I can say. Anyway, so if you do the stride thing for even vertical one, it would come out exactly the same. It's just blurred version of the stride to part. If I increase the stride to, let's say, 5. Oh, okay. If anyone wants to know what stride is the the amount of steps you skip when processing an image. Let's say as basic as I could keep at this point. Okay. Cool. So that's done. I'll submit it later. It's easy assignment. Let me do this now. I have a couple of clients to deal with, and then later on. So Induswell also is coming with new design. So I have to upload some new products on the website. Product listing is something that I do personally because I care too much. Like, it's not something I can assign, and sometimes I try to assign it, and I have in the past. But it's just that you feel like, okay, something would be missed, and you don't want to miss it. So I'm kind of always involved in the listing process of the products. There's pretty interesting designs, all of them generated through AI architectures that we've developed, we have, let's say, altered either way. So it's pretty interesting stuff coming around. So if you want to look at the products, go check out the website induswale.in. You'll find a lot more products, a lot more website details, and pretty cool stuff, I would say. Okay, and we have the blog section, so do check out the blog to understand what are we working on. It's very difficult actually to innovate, especially if you're working in a startup and you're chasing deadlines on the same grounds where you have to make the company profitable. There's no revenue, and you have to generate revenue. You have to market at the same time. You also have to innovate. Like, it's difficult. I heard someone saying that Indian startup owners, Indian founders are not innovating. Bullshit. Give some time. There is a lot of possibility for innovation unless you're driven just by money. Then you do the cop out thing where you're just doing the most basic stuff. Like, if I were in lifestyle products doing the most basic stuff, I also only had to do is get things from eBay, Amazon, Alibaba, or Temu, and sell it at a different cost on my website. I just had to do that and put some money into marketing, reach out to some people, and it's done. Like, it's not a rocket science there. The issue comes, or the challenge really comes, which kind of keeps me excited, is where you just not are innovating, but you also have to market it to audience, and that's a whole different ballgame. Why do you think we decided on the name IIM Induswale? Because we thought, okay, the name IIM would grab us eyeballs right off the bat. So we thought, okay, yeah, let's do this. IIM Induswale. IIM stands for I'm into music, though, by the way. Okay. So let me just look into Shopify. Oh yeah, the website is on Shopify. But the innovation part really is something that we've done on our own in terms of AI product development. So we're working on that. Let me see. Okay. Can you hear this music? It's so entertaining. I don't know why it used to left. Like, this is really good. This was 2001, by the way. He was really rocking in this industry. Oh yeah, just came to my mind that we are also working on the next phase, or the second episode of Just Apply book reviews. And for this month, we are going to review a book called a homemade millionaire, or rather a parable of a homemade millionaire. Okay, it's by Brian James. It's a very interesting book. I've read it multiple times. I've got some great insights to share. So stay tuned for that. It might be coming possibly next Sunday. Okay, I'm not sure about the date at this point, but most likely it would be next Sunday. I've finalized the details about it. I'm still working on certain pieces where I could say see critically how the book is helpful or not helpful, or what part of it is helpful. Okay, so I'm still working on that. We'll get to it soon. But now, for now, yeah, listen to this. Like, this is a masterpiece. How the heck someone just does that? Out of blue.
The Essential Mix on Radio 1 with
I know.
Tiesto.
Tiesto. Okay, let's start some listing issues. You know what's the biggest issue of building a business, or one of the biggest challenges? If you're especially in the manufacturing part, and you don't have the capital, no one's there to just support you. Okay, for some time, we will do it for you at low cost. We will support you. There's no one like that unless you have some family connection or anything. There's no one ready to do that. More importantly, if you go out, reach out to investors at this stage when you're starting off, they'll suck out every iota of, let's say, stake that would be left with you, or interest that would be left with you. So that's why they're called sharks at one point, right? So that's really the challenge. So in the manufacturing space specifically, no one is there to actually support you, and you're kind of fighting the most challenging battles ever alone. But that's also the fun of it. If you don't have this, right, it's fine. Like, I live in Bay Area. Life is comfortable for now. Okay, I don't have stress. So the only reason for me to dive into this is where I could say, I don't want peace. I want problems always. That's what I'm doing exactly. So let's look at this first. Let me get one of the products updated on the website. It's a pretty cool thing to do actually. I can't miss the listing part. I can't screw up the listing. It'll screw up the entire sort of presentation on the website. So there's always something that you are mindful of. You can't let go. Let's enjoy. I don't know what I'm going to do for lunch. I have some ramen noodles left with me. I think I'll get those, but I'm not sure. I've been eating too much ramen nowadays. Just because I don't want to cook, I go for things like ramen noodles, or I get the sandwich from Popeyes. They have something called like buy one get one free kind of sandwiches. So I get them all the time. Basically, that's like my go-to meal nowadays. It's fast, it's easy, it's cheap. All boxes checked, and I could just eat quietly. I was thinking what to do with half-life sessions, particularly what to cover. Okay, so if you have any suggestions, do let me know. I'm pretty much looking at my challenges of building a business and what it takes, right? Right now, one of the biggest things I'm working on is the side hustle projects. And the importance of side hustle projects is this, okay? The core idea was simply this: how can I have a community that is aligned by individuals or couples who want to develop businesses of their own? I can't be the only one who wants to develop a business or something outside of our routine, our jobs. Okay, and I work in the retail industry as a full-time employee, as a data scientist, and it is okay. Like, life is comfortable, but you don't want comfortable. You want like problems, and someone would like to have something of their own. So that's what the idea behind side of hustle projects is to for people who are inclined to develop something of their own, to have something of their own, build something from scratch. Okay, so that community is aligned for that. The website is live, the sidehustleprojects.com. So do check it out. It again has my blood, sweat, and tears into it, and I'm still developing it, and very grateful to actually be part of it. It's a journey, and there are a couple of folks who have believed in the idea and actually stuck around with me. So I'm doing it for them as well. I can't leave them. Like this is my life now. There's side hustle projects, and there's Blitzfa, which is building Indusvale. Now, Indusvale will also have this cool dating platform, dating and matchmaking. We worked on some algorithms on matchmaking, but I also worked on, I had these cool ideas about what new features could we add on dating websites, because dating websites are very, or dating, not dating website, dating apps. Dating apps are very simple, right? It's just left, right. Like you swipe left, you swipe right, but there's no other value that they bring. Like, what the heck is the difference between Tinder and a Bumble and a Hinge? It all looks the same, for at least for a person who's working, using it for free. It all looks the same, right? There's no big difference in it. So how do you have to provide more value, and that's why we came up with these interesting tools that I'll discuss, but not today. Uh, then there will be another one that's why it's coming up with, which would be an analytics tool. So for companies and individuals to analyze their data across different markets, how it's doing across different platforms, and strategize their content creation, kind of marketing efforts, right? So that's another interesting piece. So there's four things that Blitzfy is currently controlling. The side hustle projects and the industrial part is currently my major focus to build. The side hustle project is a lot of heavy one-on-one communication with people, and I believe that piece, okay, has allowed me to develop so many skills on a personal level, as well as dealing with people that I can't fathom. Okay, my perception, I would say, when someone would meet me earlier, was that I'm an arrogant person. They don't say that now, at least. Okay, I'm more amicable, and that has been the biggest improvement I've felt being part of the side hustle projects. Okay, and the community that we are building and continue to build, which I'm almost always excited about it. Okay, so I'm looking at some client messages. I have a couple of them to respond to. I didn't respond yesterday. I took too much time on my assignments yesterday, actually. So today is the time. I also have to build a new list and reach out to some new people, which will be part of my day today. But this is good music. I mean, if you join half-life sessions, the one thing I can promise is good music. that will always be there. That's like a no-brainer. Okay. So things are laid down perfectly now. I have the assignment out of the way. I have listing figured out, so I'll have to list the products let's say, as a bulk. Okay, we're coming some interesting work on cargos and shirts, t-shirts, and dresses as well. So it should be pretty cool. Once I get a handle of the production side, right, more efficiently, and we figure out this challenge and get through this, I think we'll be making strides like no one has. Okay. Cool. The other thing, yeah, the last piece, right? I want to work on a new technology. What should I look into? Because the fact that I worked on generation models, I worked with large language models, large multimodal models. I'm looking at develop my own architecture for image generation as well. I'm thinking what else can be done, how else we can do it. And there's two ways: either I work on the same thing and refine it or make it better, or I come up with some really radical idea, something more new, interesting, or something never thought before. So if you have any ideas, let me know. I'm always interested and all ears for it. Okay. But yeah, it was a nice session. Thanks for joining and watching. I'll keep sharing some more things and developments we are making, but for now, that's all there is to it. Thank you. See ya. Enjoy the music.